Hey, how you doing? Alright? So you should actually be able to see me today for the first time. I've got the main light on. I'm not allowed to do that when the wife's here. She's got a thing against lights. So, what's this? Day 4. Day 4's been bad. Day 4 is not a good day. I'm really stressed out, really short-tempered. And I don't think it's got anything to do with what I'm doing fitness wise. I just think the support from my other half has been a bit lacking today. It's been a difficult, interesting day. I'm on the exercise bike now, but yesterday I really went for it. A cramp, back of my legs really ache today. Just setting that up. So I'm just going to take it easy today, putting no effort into it whatsoever. It's just a case of burning a few calories. That's all we're doing today. So, let me just explain what today was. Today was the day that we take my daughter to see the specialist, the child doctor specialist. And we didn't get a diagnosis today, but what we did do is rule out ADHD or ADD, and almost certainly arrive at a prognosis, if you will, of autism, or being on the autistic spectrum. If you know anything about autism, that it's a very wide. Anybody who's autistic can fall anywhere on this enormous spectrum. If you think that this end is, I'm choosing my words carefully here, it's a difficult subject to talk about. It really is a difficult subject to talk about. I've seen and read communications from parents who feel forced into being positive about autism all the time, and you can't. It's ridiculous. You can't. Autism comes in so many different shapes and sizes, and it's very complex, very difficult. It's to say that somebody's autistic is almost like saying they're human. They are that different. There's no guarantees of anything. The goods are good, the bads are bad. Sometimes the bads are worse than the goods, sometimes the goods are better than the bads. It's really tough, really tough. But if this is the bad end, where, I don't want to say bad end, if this is the end where they're going to struggle for their whole lives, and you worry for them considerably. She's further this way than this way, so that's something of a relief. And obviously whilst we were there were lots of other children there who have similar issues or other issues, and yeah, I mean, although some of her issues are quite severe, they kind of pale into insignificance when you see some other children, and then you feel a bit guilty about complaining, not complaining, but just being tired or worn out as a result of it. Anyway, I digress. So we spent all morning and all afternoon at the doctor's doing this. and as I say, we don't have a foregone conclusion yet. And it's not really about that, it's about, you know, just specifically making her school life better so that she can learn and, you know, get the education that she deserves and needs. Maybe some assistance and so on in doing that. But because I was doing that, I didn't get any work done today. So when we came home, I've just been frantically working. It's about 8:30 now. I haven't finished, but I've got a lull of about 40 minutes, which is why I'm down here exercising. The wife's gone to the gym. It's her new passion. She joined up, interestingly, because I haven't told her that I'm doing this. She joined the gym the same week that I started this, so not this Monday, but previous Monday. So she's been going for 2 weeks. And she's going to gym classes and spinning and swimming and all sorts of stuff because she's got a lot of time on her hands. I don't have that kind of time on my hands. I've got, you know, like today, I've got 20 minutes or 40 minutes to do some exercise in the evening, and that's it. That's all I get. Maybe I'm a bit sore about that, I don't know. But whilst trying to work, she went to the gym, left me to deal with Madam, who didn't want to go to sleep, and was in and out of bed like 20 times. It's 8:30 now, she's still awake, but she's actually in bed at the moment. But the slightest noise, the slightest urge that she gets, she'll be out of bed again. I'm almost certain of it. She's yawning, she's tired, she needs to go to sleep. She should have been asleep an hour and a half ago. Obviously, she's not getting enough sleep during the day. So, not getting enough sleep at night, so during the day she's tired and cranky and her behaviour's bad. Or difficult, I say difficult. Difficult. So there's all that going on. So I'm not in the best mood today, really not. Very short-tempered. And like I said, I don't think it's to do with the exercise thing. My daughter was really well behaved today. She did really well at the doctors. She doesn't like going to the doctors because they do take blood and all sorts of stuff. Put stuff in her eyes and stuff she doesn't like. So she was really good today. So as a kind of a reward, if you will, we let her pick what we were going to have for lunch, and she picked pizza and chips. So luckily, I haven't started my healthy eating regime this week. That'll be next week. So that's going to be really tough because that pizza, oh my god, that pizza was amazing today. I haven't had pizza for a little while. That was nice. The cheese was nice, the pizza was nice, the bread, oh, the dough, oh. And the chips, they were good too. It was all very nice. So not a very healthy lunch. Luckily dinner was very healthy. Fish, mash and peas. So it's been quite a long chat, this one. That's because the wife's not here. So I can actually speak and get the lights on and stuff. So, day 4, I'm actually starting to feel some benefits. I feel a bit more energised, a little bit, a very small amount. A bit more energised, a bit more peppy, and I'm sure that's a combination of A, getting some exercise, B, getting some sleep, going to bed at a reasonable hour, and the combination of having healthier food choices, today being a very poor example. But we shared one pizza between 3 of us, so it wasn't a pizza each or anything like that. Although I could have eaten a pizza, I tell you. Oh, it's good. Very good. Yeah, so for me this is working. Week 1 was preparing my brain. Week 2 is getting more active, getting some exercise. I did overdo it yesterday. I really went for it. I couldn't have pushed any harder. And I kind of advise against doing that actually, because I am in a bit of pain down the back of my leg. I had a terrible, really bad cramp in my side yesterday. And to be honest, you know, I'm not converted yet. This is only day 4. It feels like day 20. I have to be honest, day 20 at least. And my brain and my body are both looking for any excuse not to exercise. Next week I'm going to be looking for any excuse to eat salty foods. That's my craving is salt, as I explained in a previous video. So it's very difficult when you've got family commitments, work commitments, life commitments. It's a constant battle. I'm going to say something that might be weird to some of you now, but this is just how I deal with things. This is how I see things. And I think every human being is made up of 3 parts. Already some of you have gone, bye. 3 parts: the body, the mind and the soul. The body and the mind are scientifically provable. Everybody knows and understands what they are. The soul, that's a bit more tricky. Some people don't like that term. I don't really care what you call it. Higher state of consciousness, whatever. I call it the soul. I'm not getting all hippity dippity on you, but because I think my brain will tell me, don't exercise today. Day 4, you overdid it yesterday, you've pulled a muscle. Don't do any exercise today, just take the day off. You've done enough, you've earned a day off. And it's my soul, my spirit, my being, my real self, which has to override that brain and the body. The body's saying I ache, the brain is saying, oh, take a day off, you're alright, let's look after you. My brain's trying to look after my body, but my soul is trying to look after my brain and my body. So that's where the significant change needs to happen. And that is why I have done it this way. A week to get ready mentally, or soully, if you will. And then a week of increased exercise, getting into a routine, pushing yourself through the difficult bits without all the added extra pressure of not eating the foods that you like, or having to keep to a certain number of calories. And it's only day 4. Honestly, it feels like day 20 already, but I'm starting to freak out a little bit about implementing a healthier food choice next week, and I might think about it a bit more before I decide on what I'm going to do, because I don't want to fail doing that. I don't want to trip up too early. I want to go 3 weeks nice and gentle. I think after 21 days, after 3 weeks of exercising every day, I might take Sundays off, by the way. I don't know about that yet. I think from a sports science perspective, it might be sensible to take a day off. Because one other thing that you might not know about cycling, especially when you're a bit lardy like I am, is some of your less vital organs, or more vital organs, depending on how you think about it, they get squashed and go numb and get a bit bruised and uncomfortable. I don't want to go into too much detail, but there is a term for it which I can't think of right now. But yeah, I was actually contemplating using the rowing machine today instead of the bike because of that numbing. In fact, give me a second. Okay. And we're alive again. So 14 minutes I've been cycling, chatting to you, bloody hell. And yeah, that's probably enough. Is there anything else I think I need to say? Just to confirm this, that I'm recording this but not uploading it. So when you see this, I'm a couple of weeks ahead of this date. And the reason I've done that is because adding this extra stress of recording, editing, uploading, answering comments, dealing with not nice people, I think it's just a little bit too much to put on my plate this early on. So I'm thinking about 3 or 4 weeks ahead, maybe 2, I don't know. We'll see how I feel next week, because next week's going to be hell on earth. So yeah, apologies for no photos and stuff today, but obviously I've explained the situation for today, and that's what that was all about. So I'm going to say goodbye for this one. I'm going to carry on cycling for a bit, probably another 10-20 minutes, something like that, maybe 5 minutes till, I don't know, till I feel like I can't do anymore, or the wife comes back. And then it's a shower, finish off uploading my work, and then bed and try and sleep. I don't feel very tired today. I should be feeling more tired than I do. That's kind of a good thing, because it means I'm getting enough rest to actually be active all day long, which is something I haven't experienced for a long time. So it is working. Day 4. I'm starting to see some positives to what I'm doing. And you will too. You will too.